G'day legends and thanks for tuning in. This week's video, we're back on the Detroit build. So we got the cab back from sandblasting. I'll show you around, show you some of the nice little surprises we got. So we basically knew the floors needed repair on both sides, but we sort of found a little bit more going on around the traps. We knew under the dash needed attention to that. And we got the cab corners and the back of the cab. So this is sort of pretty standard fare with these things. So yeah, gonna get a bit of a game plan together, work out how I'm gonna attack these rust sections, and yeah, rip into it. So grab your frothy, your coffee, kick back, relax, and enjoy the vid. Rightio, so as you can see, got stuck into this thing off camera there, attacking the driver's side first. So cut this piece out, cut a bit out around there, and then I actually had to duck out and go and get some steel. I'd run out of steel, and all I could find was this, I'm not sure what gauge it is, but it's 1.5 mm thick, so it's a bit thicker than the original flooring, but she looks like she's gonna work pretty well. If I just slide him in there, set it up on there. Yeah, so anyway, with a bit of jiggling, she's going to work. So as you can see, I've left those braces in, and I've just put a bit of primer behind there, stop from rusting. So yeah, I'll get that plate stuck in there. I might just tack it in there. They're going to move on to yeah, making that front piece and that little patch in the corner. And that's pretty much the floor on this side done. There's a crack in there that I've got to weld up. And obviously the scuttle panel up in here, but for the basic floor, that's what I want to get taken care of now. I want to get taken care of the floor section so I can put this thing back on its chassis instead of just sitting out here on this dolly. So anyway, enough jibber jabber. Let's rip into it, eh? Rightio, legend. So as you just saw, I finished off the rust repairs in this thing, got them welded in, got all the grinding done, then went ahead and hit this thing with the stone guard, the sound deadener, whatever you want to call it. So it's all up the firewall, on the floors, and then probably what you didn't see, hit this with white stone guard. I think I got to give it another coat or two. It's a little bit thin in the middle there, but that's the plan with this thing. I want to paint above in white body color. It's going to be nice paint inside patina on the outside. So yeah, that's all done. I went ahead and got the firewall done as well. So this thing's ready to lift back onto the cab. As you can see, the rust repairs done on the back here. Done it a little bit different to probably what most people are going to do it, but you're never going to see this rust repair section. And if you're going to make a piece to follow all these rib lines, and that's just going to take forever. But that's essentially a bit of steel I've been up at a 90. Tape the ends in on the corner, and then fully weld it from the inside, smooth it all back. Like I say, you're never going to see it. It's structural. Rust is sorted. So yeah, that's been taken care of. All underneath this thing's been covered in stone guard. Obviously I've still got to do the repairs to the cab corners, but they don't have to be done before the cab goes back on the chassis. It'll actually be a bit better because the cab will sit a little bit higher on the chassis, so that'll be easier to do. I got the internal repair done on this pillar here. I've tacked the old piece back in because, like I said, I'm trying to preserve most of the patina on this thing. So obviously I've got to make a little infill panel there as well. But like I say, we will get to that. So now what I'm going to try and do is struggle like buggery by myself, wheel this cab in and try and get it sitting on the chassis. And yeah, this is probably going to be a bit of an exercise and you just probably get a giggle out of it, but let's see how we go. Well, it wasn't pretty, but yeah, struggled through and got it there. And yeah, I'm stoked with this thing. I forgot how high this thing sits up in the air. And I don't think I've seen it with the cab on it with the billet wheels under its new suspension. So yeah, this thing's looking like a proper Tonka toy. Yeah, I can't wait for this thing to be finished off. As you can see, like most of you probably know, but how short the wheelbase is. Yeah, with this cab, how high it is, it's given all the right looks in my books anyway. So one of the main reasons I wanted, obviously besides actually having the cab back on it, but I've got the transmission hose and fittings so I can run the tranny cooler lines and stuff. So I needed the cab back on before I sort of started running everything. So that was the main reason why I wanted to get this thing, get all the rust finished off and get this cab back on. One thing I did run into, this fuel filter was hitting the cab, so I had to move that. So we're gonna have to make another bracket, adjust it sort of out of the road. Might even have to make some new lines to accommodate that. But this is why, yeah, this engine was fitted without that. So obviously this is all the stuff that I wanted to know, what's gonna interfere. Yeah, so that's an easy fix. So yeah, and now I can, like I say, I can hook in, get those transmission lines done. Drive shaft's already in it. And if I go ahead and get the steering box sorted out, that bracket was only sort of temporary tacked together. That's another thing I gotta work out is the steering, which I sort of can now, now that the cab's back on. As you can see, that's where the steering normally comes through. But now we've got the engine in the road, but that's okay because the steering box at the moment is out here. So we've just got to work out. I want to try and find like a 90-degree little industrial gearbox, or you know, like a 65-degree, something that gets us at a more appropriate angle coming out of the gearbox. And then into the cab, obviously going to put some unis in there. All things we're going to have to work out. But yeah, how cool is this thing looking? Oh, I'm so stoked. And for those of you who haven't seen, this thing basically is just going to take like a standard ute tray, like off a, I think the one I got's off a Patrol or something. So yeah, it's proper. It's, yeah, I don't even know the words for it. I'm just calling it Tonka toy sort of looking. But yeah, obviously still plenty of work ahead of us. But yeah, if I want to get it running and driving, the engine already runs. Like I said, all I have to do is hook up those transmission cooler lines, put the shifter in it, hook the steering up, and yeah, I could actually drive this thing around if I wanted to. I don't have any brakes, but that's never stopped us before. But yeah, I'm happy with that. Yeah, obviously still more rust repairs. Got to fix the doors, the bonnet, all that jazz. I might even look at getting the inner guards ready to go and bolted on, because that's going to obviously affect our steering, the exhaust, everything that's sort of running through here. Even if I, like I say, get them painted and get them sort of put on with a couple of bolts, that's probably what I'm going to need to work out most everything else, according, obviously with the fuel filter and the exhaust on this side as well. But yeah, that all remains to be seen. But yeah, I'm really happy with that. It's a bit of motivation seeing it all together on the big wheels, and how jacked up she is. So as always, legends, I appreciate you watching. If you can do us a favour, like, comment, share and subscribe. I'll catch you on the next one.